if you're not connected with your roots, do you know who you are? The Jewish, Asians, Hispanics, everybody, they know where they come from, who they are. Black Americans, Black Europeans who haven't been able to connect and come back to Africa, they don't know who they are. So they start acting like the colonizers, and it doesn't make sense. So you have to know who you are, and you have to come back to an African country. A black
traditional myths that has been told about Africa to African Americans through our school systems and socially. And so we're often overlooked as far as history is concerned, and right now, right here, we're dispelling the myths of Africa.
No amount of money can restore the damage caused by the transatlantic slave trade.
Advocates have long called for reparations or other ways to make amends for slavery. The movement has recently gained momentum amid growing demands from African and Caribbean countries.
Kenya will be a visa-free country from the 1st of January 2024. President William Ruto has announced that the government will abolish visa requirements for all global visitors.
The group, composed of 40 African Americans, arrived in the country over the weekend. The group is here to trace their ancestry and reconnect it to their African culture.
So guys, right now we are at Kiambu Road. We are going to a place called Kiambu. Just face me.
How's the journey been so far, bro?
Hey.
Abari, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
You can show our beautiful lady here.
Yeah. So, we are foiling, guys.
Yeah. We have to foil 3,000 shillings. 3,000 is enough for the day, because we are really going to walk places and we don't want to have empty tank. So please put for 3,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are at the gas station, guys.
Yeah.
How you doing, bro?
So, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, man?
Wonderful. I can't complain.
Yes.
I'm doing wonderful. You?
I'm fine. I'm just tired.
Yeah, you look tired. I know that job was long, man. I'm sorry.
So, how about sister?
I'm good.
Why you look up?
I'm fine. Do I look tired?
What I do? Don't do this to me in front of the internet. I ain't do anything, y'all. I promise I ain't do nothing.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm happy to you giving me this opportunity.
Absolutely.
To come here and have an interview with you.
I think it's an opportunity for all of us. You know, just to sit down and have a genuine conversation. And any questions you might have or any question I may ask, I know it's going to be 110% genuine, and we're going to speak the truth.
Yes.
So
speak the truth, what it is.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So maybe you can tell our viewers what's your name. I know you as Brandon. Maybe you're not Brandon.
Now, my actual government name is Brandon Jamal Jackson. And, you know, I'm born and raised in Florida, United States, a small town called Stewart. This is where most of my mom's side of the family come from, and I don't want to. We don't got to talk about my dad's side. I don't know where they come from, but yeah, that's where I come from.
It's okay.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's about sister.
Yeah, my name is Emma Nanyokia.
Emma
Nanyokia.
Nanyokia.
Yes. Born and raised in Mombasa. So my dad comes from Kitale. That's like where our country is, home. But most of my life, I've lived in Mombasa. So, yeah.
So are you Swahili?
No, I'm not Swahili. I'm Luya. But yeah, that's why I say like my parents come from Kitale, but I was born and raised in Mombasa.
Why do you guys like Luyas? Sorry for catching you.
Huh?
These people like Luyas.
Let me tell you what happened. What happened was we met online, and obviously her occupation of tribe is not online. She's not gonna tell me what she is, but seeing her online and we getting to talk, and I actually felt a genuine connection, and I felt that I could trust her, because a lot of just people, Americans and people outside, it's hard to trust somebody that you just met and you really don't even know online. So I had, we talked for a while and grew to trust her, so it became easy. So the reason why, the reason why is, I don't know. I had a conversation with an Uber driver, a Kenyan Uber driver, and he told me that other than this tribe of people, was it Lewis? Luya, I'm sorry. Other than them,
yes,
you can't trust any other female around. The Kumbas, no Kikuyus, you can't trust them. Yeah. You can't trust them. They will. You can put them in the nicest thing, and they'll take everything from you. And that's what the guy, the Uber driver, the Kenyan guy, told me. He met a white foreigner that happened. What I just told you happened to him with a Kikuyu. Yes. And he's not the only Kenyan to tell me that. Yes. There's been 4 other Kenyans. Yes. Told me that I made the best decision of my life, because these other women out here, man, they would take you for granted, just like that. So I got lucky, because I didn't know, but I got lucky.
You know, I can tell you have a good spirit.
I appreciate it.
And good energy attracts good energy. That's what I know.
That's
myself,
true.
My wife is a Luya.
Good for you.
It's true. My wife is Luya, and it's true that some tribes, some ladies who do bad things in the country, have been in this country, she's been in this country. Let me speak. Right now, she might be giving biased information. She might, based on what we are talking right now. Some ladies,
okay.
There's a special.
Yes.
Everywhere you hear a scandal, you can't miss that a lady from that tribe. That is something that is happening. It's a stereotype. It happens that it's very close to being raped.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. How common can you say that what they do? How common is it? Especially common, especially to foreigners. How common is it that they do those things?
Do you know Brother Mark from Mark Meets Africa? The guy from Tanzania.
Yes, light skin kind of.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking. Yeah,
the slim guy.
Yes. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So Brother Mark, he was he told me something that I thought it was true for me to think about. He told me like Africans are targeting African Americans. Bad things are happening to a specific kind of people. And then he asked me like, don't you think these people are a target to these people? Don't you think it is a target? Now, whenever there's a wrong thing happening to someone in the country, it happens to rich people. Mostly are always rich people.
I understand. Yeah.
My uncle has had a lot of money. They don't only take your properties, they also take your DNA. They take your children. They carry your children.
I didn't know that.
They go away with their children. That is what they do. And also, it is this specific tribe. We don't want to talk much about the tribe.
Okay.
But let it put it in the classes. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Now,
Wow.
one advice. Sorry for cutting you short.
No, that's fine. It's fine. You sure?
One advice we can always give our fellow African Americans like you, brother, is do your research. And research is always, history is always there. The truth is always exposed. People are not willing to do their research.
That's absolutely true. A lot of people, just not just Black Americans, but let's say Americans in general, when they go somewhere, they don't do the best research they should be. They don't do the most research they should be doing on the culture, the people, the food, the morals and values that they have there. They think that I can put this in my suitcase, put this in my suitcase, put this in my suitcase, take that flight, go there. Now you dress inappropriately. You shouldn't be dressing like that. The way you probably talk to some of the people there is not warranted. Maybe you coming across as rude, or you seem maybe better than them in the sense you gotta humble yourself when you go to other places. A lot of Americans don't humble themselves when they go to other places because America is viewed as where you want to come to. You know,
The land of opportunity.
yeah. So
Is it the land of opportunity?
listen, it's a land of opportunity for money, land of opportunity to go to prison. Absolutely, it's both ways. It's both ways. You can. I try to tell a lot of people outside of America, if you go to America, the best way to make it, not to live there. Don't live there. Establish yourself there. Maybe get into a company, or maybe get into trades or something that allows you to work freely, or you work for 10, 15 years, make your get your retirement check, and you leave. That money will be good elsewhere, not there. You stay there, you'll be broke. You'll find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in, where all your money get confiscated, or something can happen there where you can take all your money. If something happened to you overseas where you have the money, they might let you go because you got the money to do so. Not in America, they don't care. Not, especially if you're Black, they don't care.
Oh yeah, so it happens that my dad was working there, and my mom, so they were living there, and that's how I was born there.
You found yourself in Mombasa.
Yes.
But you originally come from Kitale.
Yes, I've been to Kitale too. It's not like I've never been to Kitale. Yes, I've been there because that's where like my grandma was. She's late now. And other relatives are there. But the fact that my parents were living in Mombasa, that's where we spend most of our lives.
Yeah, I can't. So like even right now, when you told me if I learned Swahili, even if I was to learn Swahili, it'd be hard for me because I'm such myself that when I joined the army in the military in the United States, they tried.
You were in the army.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll get to that part.
Yeah, they tried to change how I walk and talk. When I was absolutely, you can ask my mom this. They tried to change how I walk and talk when I was in there, and I can't do it. It's just not me. You feel me? So I had some problems in my early stages of my career in the army because of I couldn't conform to the machine-like way they want me to be. I'm me no matter where I go. So even if I wasn't speak Swahili, you hear that English accent in that Swahili. It wouldn't even be strictly Swahili. It'd be a lot of me, English-wise in Swahili. So it wouldn't be the same for me. But yeah, man, I was in the army. I joined when I was 19, right out of high school.
You're so young, bro.
Right out of high school.
19 years in army.
19.
That's so young. What do you think, sister?
Yeah, even me, I was shocked. I was shocked, like, when he told me, when we were getting to know each other, because, okay, just to make it short, he told me he was retired, so we were getting to know each other, and he's retired. I'm like, retired, what?
Retired and he's young.
Yeah. And so when he got to tell me, like, about it, he's like, okay, so in my country, you can join the army from this age to this. And I was like, okay, it makes sense. So, yeah, I got to understand. So, yeah.
Thank you. So, okay. What is the origin and what decision really made you to leave USA?
Oh man,
and come all the way to Africa?
The air? Yeah. the air got bad over there for me. It's okay. What really happened is situations put me in a position where I could have lost my life, or spend some time in prison. I had to really sit down and think to myself, because these two things happened within a span of 4 months of each other. losing my life in both situations in different ways, being incarcerated and being shot. So I took a deep breath and I thought to myself, I don't need to be here anymore. You know, the things that's happening to me, I feel like I'm being targeted, and so I told my mom, I told myself, I said, I need to be somewhere where I see my own skin color at least. I'm tired of being around a place where I feel like I'm being targeted. And not every Black American has this experience, but a lot of us really do. From the moment we are, you know, young, we get targeted, especially where you come from, depending on where you are. So I made that decision to start looking different countries. It was South America, it was East Asia, and it was Africa that was on my radar. But I told myself I need to be amongst Black people. Therefore, when I went online, I started looking for a person to be with, and I found her, and that's how that happened.
Was this Tinder?
No, not Tinder is not it, bro. Tinder is not it. Tinder is not it.
You don't have a swindle.
Tinder's like those you know those teddy bears that's on the shelf that say "try me." That's Tinder. Tinder's try me and put me back down. You know, that's Tinder. I'm not going for that. I was looking for somebody to marry, to be with, to have a family. I wasn't looking for somebody to try me. So, yeah, no Tinder. It was a international Cupid. That's what it's called.
So there's this I know her very well. Sister Faith.
Yes.
Wife to brother
Keith.
Brother Keith. She does these things also. Did you know that she does matchmaking for African Americans? Yes, she does that. Okay, we can just discuss it right now.
Okay.
Why do you think African Americans? Do you prefer African Americans or Black Americans?
Honestly, I prefer Black Americans because African Americans is like a term where, like, say your mom and your dad came from Africa and they had you in America. Your parents are still African, you know, like real Africans. You know, we're diluted. We've been, you know, there's a long chains of history of you know, slavery and things like that happened in our country where all of our last names not even our last names. So how can we really be African when my mom and dad and their mom and dad and their mom and dad don't even really stem from Africa anymore? We're born in America. So I'd rather just be called Black America for me, just because I know I got African in my blood, but I'm not directly a descendant. It's just a long line of people, and I'm at the bottom.
Yes.
How can I call myself African when it's almost out my blood almost now? Kind of. Yes. For me. But I'd rather just be called Black American. Yeah.
So why do you think Black Americans are choosing African women over Black American women? You know, this is becoming, I don't know I should call it a problem or I should call it a solution.
It's both.
If it is a solution, then there's a problem. It's
both. It's a problem in America because men are saying no to these women now and leaving. And so it's a problem for those women there because when they become a certain age, they're not going to have kids. There's going to be a group of women under the age of 40, between 20 and 40. That's a lot of them, 50% of them not going to have kids. That's a big problem for a population that need kids to survive in a nation because kids grow up to be what you need them to be. Black men are leaving because the amount of, now the women there got testosterone. They act like men. You know,
the women have testosterone.
The women act like men there. You know, the women their expectations and what they want is way too high for an average guy looking for an average woman to become a couple. Their mindsets in America. These women want NBA players. They want rappers. They want that money to be. That's what they want. And a lot of men, average men, don't have that. And even the rich ones, they have options to pick whatever women they want, and they do whatever they want. But the average men don't. And since the average men can't do that, they still got enough money to leave America. They will be leaving America, and that's what you're seeing. These women, and you can just see what the men are dealing with because when men leave, you see how bitter these women get online, calling them the leftovers and all this other stuff like that, passport bros. Like, white men been doing this for years, and nobody called them passport bros. Why is that? White men been going to other countries, having relationships with other races for how long we can count. But when soon as a black man do it, there's a problem. Why is that? Why is it a problem? You understand? Like, so it's because these women, their expectations are too high, and they want way too much, and they don't even know how to be a wife. They don't know the first thing about being a wife.
That's hard.
Is they don't know the first thing about being a wife. Their mama, they probably got raised by single parent mama households, and the mama don't know how to be a wife because there's no man in the household. So there's no really clear cut. How you say clear cut? What's the word? I can't think of the word right now.
Distinction.
Not distinction, but somebody to look up to, basically.
The higher up.
Yeah, there's nobody to look up to in the household. So these women and these men too are acting a fool. Some men don't know how to be husbands, and women there don't know how to be wives because the household is so broken down. And so, but a lot of the men that's leaving is because of what I just told you, and African women know how to be wives. It's just that simple, you know. And on top of that, black wants black, so black wants black. So there you go.
So you said that these single women may have contributed to why Black America. I'll choose whichever name.
Hey man, whatever you feel, I don't mind.
Yeah, bro. So Black American women have been most of them have been raised by single moms.
Absolutely.
Why do you think we have that? Dads are not. Is it that they are not dads? So what's happening?
It started back in the 80s or the 70s,
yes.
Maybe even the 60s. But they started emphasizing taking in America. They started emphasizing taking the black men out of the homes, out of the leadership roles. And so when you do that, black men aren't black men no more. Now they're just big. They're just grown kids. And when you have that, they not take care of responsibilities. They get in trouble with the law, things like that that's going on. And in America, it breaks down the home. Makes the woman have to do more. Do I have to be the man now since the man's not no longer around like that? So since it started back then, and now it's carried all the way up until where you see now. That's why you see so many homes in America that's fatherless. And I don't know if you know this neither, but a lot of the shootings that you hear in America come from single mother households. Yeah, man. So it's these people are getting, there's a lot of emotional unstability there, and we have unstable young men. What we do, we're violent. We're violent, so we're gonna act in violence. You know, so that's what these things are happening in America. A lot of these people are coming from single parent mother households, and that's what's going on. Yeah, man.
You're real, bro.
Yeah, I'm just being honest, bro. And I can contest to this because I have a father, yes, a biological father, but you know, I have no like real strong connection with him because he's been in and out of my life, in jail, not treating my mom right. My mom got remarried to my stepfather. I could have a better relationship with him, but I don't. We just have a okay relationship, like a really good okay relationship, but it's not like I go talk to him about. It's like I'm gonna go talk to him about how I'm gonna raise my own kid. You know, that's not the conversations we have with him or I have with him.
So I can tell that you have there's a lot starting from family, which is the basic unit.
Yes. To
the society, the shooting, the acceptance. So in Africa we have 54 countries. Many African Americans are moving to Ghana. I know that Ghana was one of your list, or you?
No, actually, it wasn't on my list. I don't. When I thought about Africa,
yeah, the first one I hear it's not in your list.
When I thought about Africa,
yeah.
This is me. I go in with an open mind. I don't go in with a specific idea. I like to look at everything. Who has the best power?
What's the best power?
Kenya. Come on now.
Power has electricity.
Oh. Who has the best power?
They say power electricity.
Yeah.
You know I'm getting things different.
Who has the best power? Who has maybe the best opportunity to, if you have money, to come and build something. You guys is honestly, I know there's a lot going on, but you guys' government is better than most in Africa for sure. So when I look at all of that, and on top of that, Kenya. So Ghana, Nigeria, I wasn't even thinking like that. I was just thinking what part of Africa that God's gonna lead me to go. And when I met her, she was from Kenya. Boom, there you go. And then I realized Kenya had the best power. I was like, oh, yeah, really? Yeah, right here.
And I want to tell you this. I wish you the best.
I appreciate it.
I wish you the best. I want you to. Do you see yourself going back to the US again?
Just to visit, not to live.
Not to live.
No.
So I wish you a very nice stay here in Africa.
I appreciate it.
I want you to grow old, bro. Very old, together with sister here.
That's the plan, bro. That's the plan. That's the plan.
So this one is about comparative preferences.
Okay.
Between USA and Kenya.
Okay.
So what aspect do you appreciate about Kenya that you may not have found in other African countries? I think I've asked you that. Okay. And how do these compare to what you liked and disliked about your stay in USA?
So, what I like about Kenya compared to the United States? Woo! Well, I don't feel targeted for the wrong reasons. Yeah, I don't feel.
Do you feel in USA somebody's always with...
Bro, you have no idea. All right. So, okay, for example, I'm not even going to just speak about just, like where I come from specifically. Let's just talk about me growing up. Growing up as a young black kid, I've been pulled over by the cops 3 or 4 different times because I fit the description of somebody who robbed, stole, or did something, committed some type of act. And I'm under the age of 12 at this point. 13, 14. I'm under the age of that, and I'm getting cops pulling up to me while I'm walking on the sidewalk from middle school, saying I fit the description. I got a backpack on. I got a Spider-Man backpack on. How can I fit any description? I got a spot. Looking for a grown man. I am 13. How, stuff like that. So
why were you huge?
Grown policeman, probably in his 25. I'm 13. He pulling me over saying I fit the description. I got a Spider-Man backpack on.
Yes.
How do I fit any description when you see me walking from a middle school? You're looking for a grown man.
Yes.
Make that make sense. Things like that does not make sense, and these are things that I had to deal with my life on and off. This is a story. I'm gonna tell you a story right here, bro. I drove back from the Army. It was one of my times I get take leave. So leave is basically you can leave between this point and this point, but you have to return. I was able to leave to go home to Florida, so I drove home. As I was driving home, I had to stop in a place called backcountry, Louisiana, Mississippi area.
I've heard of the Mississippi River.
Listen, I pulled up to a gas station. I got out. Luckily, I still have my uniform on because I was so ready to leave the base, so ready to leave that I didn't change.
Wait, you have your uniform right here?
Yeah, I have my uniform on when I'm going into the gas station. I purchased gas. As I'm about to walk out, I see a big white truck pull up. White guy looks at me, opens the glove compartment, put his hand in his glove compartment. In America, we know what that means. This man got a gun. He's ready to shoot the hell out of me. So I asked the woman, how's the back entrance? She said, no, baby, there's no back entrance. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I gotta just run as fast as I can, jump in my car, duck under my seat, pull off, and hopefully I won't hit nothing, but I can at least get out. When I walked to open the door, he saw my uniform, shook his head like this, and continue on the journey, continue on. Because I have my uniform on, and he respected that a man or me being black in the Army, he respected it, I guess, enough for him to just take off and leave.
If you didn't have the uniform,
I'd have been dead. I wouldn't be here right now.
Shit.
I wouldn't be here right now. He probably would have kidnapped me, took me to wherever place and maybe killed me or killed me right there. I'm being honest with you. Things like this do happen. So I had enough of things like that happening. So I had to get up out of there, bro.
That's sad to hear, bro.
Hey, it is what it is, bro. It's been like that since we took over there.
Yes.
It's just racist in a different sense now. Things are more things are more institutional racism more than it is outly racism. Like back in the day, it used to be more outward racism. They'll let you know they hate you. They'll pull up at your house, hang your family, whatever. But now it's more institutionalized. Like if you get in trouble, a white person in my crime, he gonna get less time than I will. Institutional racism. So that's what they do now.
Yeah.
And some parts they'll just end up killing you, just like where I was. Thank God it didn't happen, but That's what happened. Yeah,
so
man.
Have you experienced racism in Africa?
No, not race. No. I haven't experienced because first of all, the only thing I experienced is the fact that a lot of you Kenyans think I'm Nigerian. So
No.
so yeah,
I don't know.
it's obviously.
Maybe I'm biased because.
No, I'm being serious, bro. Like you can ask her. A lot of them think I'm Nigerian. They don't even think I'm American first. They think I'm Nigerian before I talk. Even before I talk, they think I'm Nigerian.
Yes.
So.
Before you talk, from appearance, I don't know if I would see you that way.
I appreciate it.
Okay. So yeah, people thinking you're Nigerian, but that's not racism. Is that racism?
No, that's not racism. I understand. Nigerian is in my blood, so I understand. And I do have the skin tone of them, the eyes. I understand.
Yeah.
Facial hair, I understand.
Yes.
So I don't take that as racism. I do look like that group of people because my ancestors probably came from that group of people.
Yes.
So I understand.
Okay, that's good. So have you gotten any privileges over an African since you're an African American? It happens also. You are in a line because you are African American. You are served first for the African.
You know what? Maybe how I got my dependent pass.
Yes.
Is a privilege of maybe because I'm a Black American and I have my documentations. Now, if a Nigerian man had the same documentations to get his dependent pass, he probably wouldn't get that dependent pass. So maybe that, but for the most part, I haven't experienced any special care because I'm a Black American. I haven't.
What's a dependent pass?
Oh. So, a dependent pass is a visa.
Type of visa.
It's a type of visa that if your husband has medical conditions,
Spouse.
Spousal, or your spouse have medical conditions, you could put them on that visa, and I don't have to have a work visa. I don't have to have a business visa. I can have that visa, and that visa is only $5,000 compared
For how long? For forever?
2 years.
Every 2 years you renew.
They gave us 2 years, but the thing is with that is that the guy who interviewed us and gave us that pass told me to try to work towards to get an investment visa because I'm a foreigner, basically. But since, like I said, I have my documentation from America, from the Army, that have such and such injuries, it's almost like they had kind of no choice to give me that because I literally had everything I needed for that visa. But since I'm American, they want me to get that investment visa for sure. Yeah.
So would you advise an African American to move to Kenya?
Woo! Okay, for the right reasons. If you come here looking for a wife, which you will find a lovely, beautiful wife. That's one thing. If you come in here, other than that, and you're trying to maybe open up a business here, that's another good reason. But other than that, if you're trying to get away from where you're from, I think any place will be a good destination.
Any place would be a good place.
If you're trying to leave from where you're from and you're going to just to leave your comfortability and just explore, do something else, any place that doesn't have a hot octane of danger is a good place. I should say, yeah. So, but Kenya is a tremendous place. I just wish that the government treated y'all better. I just wish the government treated y'all better because, unlike America, white people dominated America. Africa, Black people, Africans dominate Africa, but certain things happen to where your government don't take care of y'all how it should be taken care of, and that's where I have an issue with not just Kenya, but most African countries.
I think each African American is having a different experience. I'm trying to find that universal thing. For Kip, it was the wildlife. You really love the wildlife.
Yeah.
For you, it's been your wife, your wonderful wife. You've come to know Kenya through her.
Through her, yes.
Yes, but for Kip, it was wild animals. Then he met his spouse through that. So. Other than finding a wife,
yes,
you can also find wives in other countries.
Absolutely, you absolutely can. Absolutely can. You can So other than finding a wife, there's something special about the motherland. It's the motherland for a reason. being, how can I explain this?
Yes.
How can I explain this? There is you just feel better when you wake up knowing that everybody here in Africa has at least your skin tone. When you go to other places, you know, that is a factor. When I first got here, people looked at me strange because they didn't know if I was a Nigerian or African American or Black American. But if you go to, you know, China, you go to all these other places that rarely see a black person, you're much more commodity, much more maybe prejudice because they're unsure of what you are, who you are, where you come from, than it is when you come to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can wake up and come here, I can walk outside, nobody gonna stop and ask me, what are you doing here? You know, or, you know, how'd you get here? Why'd you come? You know, they're not gonna ask me that
Because you blend in with everyone.
exactly.
Yeah. So let me ask you the third one. Brother, President J.F. Kennedy once said, don't ask what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. What have you done for Africa, brother?
What I have done for Africa, so far it's been okay. I'll tell you what I've done.
Yes.
Yo, people, I've been tipping like crazy, and because listen, listen. Listen, and usually it's mostly out of the kindness of my heart. But your people like to try me. They'll try to man. But okay, other than really tipping good, like for example, right now, there's the Uber driver comes to pick us up from where we live at right here, take us to Two Rivers. That's $230 Bob. That's like around $230. I give him $500.
Hi. That's double, even more than the double.
Before the Uber drivers actually started raising their prices, yes. I've been doing this since I got here. So I've been actually.
Sometimes you just give 1K.
Sometimes when I'm outside, I'll just give 1K to somebody. You know, somebody who I see might need money or maybe don't need money. I give them 1K. You know, one of my friends, the Nigerian friends, they'll come pick me up. I give them gas money. If some business places. If she's not negotiating, I might throw extra money in. You know, like I help by giving extra money out and things like that because I know you guys emphasize making a dollar, making that money. So I know that helps. So that's what I do.
Not many people have the privilege, and maybe that 500 shillings, that 270 added on top of that amount here into Uber is something that is so much going to help him. Maybe he has 10 mouths to feed. You know.
I got another one. My barber. Her name is Joseph. There's a place right across the street in the business center called the Man Cave. He works there. He was having, I guess he was having issues paying school fees because while he was cutting my hair, he got called like 5 or 6 different times for the school fees.
He was interrupting your haircut.
And he was interrupting my. It was. So I looked at him. I said, "Man, you need help? You okay?" He said, I just need to pay my school fees to help my daughter and me greatly and stuff like that. So guess what I did? I gave him 10K. I gave him 7,000 in peso, and I hand him 3K in cash, so he can put that together for 10K. So I do things for people who I know that even then they deserve it too. On top of that, so that's.